Hello everyone and welcome on this special day in this special webinar where we will speak about, of course, Pharmanex and the TR90 V-Shakes coming up. Maybe before I start, some household rules about translation maybe starting with, because we have translation in multiple languages. The problem we face is that we didn't have the right flags. So if you are Hungarian and you want Hungarian translation, you have to go for the China channel. Yeah, you'll see that into the bottom at the bottom of the screen called interpretation. If you want Polish, you have to click Japan. If you want Romanian, you go for Portuguese. If you want Slovak translation, you go for Korea. Apologize for the inconvenience, but that's how it is. And I will repeat it one more time in case you haven't heard it. So for Hungarian, you click Chinese. For Polish, you click Japanese. For Romanian, it's Portuguese. For Slovak, it's Korean. If you want Spanish, German, or French, you just click those flags. Yeah? So that's very important that you understand that. We might repeat it one more time halfway through in case people forget, but that's what it is. In terms of questions, it's a broadcast, so we don't have you, so we have you on mute, just for the sake of clarity. But we did get a lot of questions beforehand, and we also shared them with Mark and Thomas. So we tried to incorporate most of those questions in the coming webinar for you. All right, so now let's get started, I think. So welcome everyone to the Pharmanex webinar. As I said, TR90 V-Shakes webinar, but we're going to cover a lot broader spectrum than just the shakes. It's going to be about Pharmanex. Very happy to have Thomas on the call here. Thomas is our category manager from the EMEA team on the Pharmanex range. So Thomas, good to have you here. And we have Mark Bartlett, who is not only one of our key scientists based in Provo and responsible for global research and development of the Pharmanex range. Mark has been with us over 20 years, but he's also one of the nicest people you ever meet in the corporate team. I've had the pleasure to be with him in a few meetings and training, so very happy to have you here. We'll hear a little bit more about your background, I'm sure, and your 20 years plus story. Maybe go to the next slide, Thomas. Let me just go quickly on the agenda, if you will, go to the next slides. So we have a few topics today. So we'll speak about Pharmanex and being a new skin brand, and there's a lot of work being done on how that's positioned and how do we want it to be seen. We'll speak about the TR90 brand specifically, and also about programs supporting lifestyle, healthy eating, and just the programs in general. And I need to make sure that I speak slowly. I just remind myself for our translators. Sorry, I'll try. We will also speak about proteins. Why do we need them? We'll speak, of course, about our shakes, and then we'll end with some clarification about the preview and why we've chosen to start selling with a preview and what that means for you. So the next slide, Thomas, if you will, let's talk a little bit more about context. I'll give you my context. My role is sales in the EMEA team. I think one of the objectives that we set last year as the EMEA organization for 2020 was to try to find a better balance or a rebalance between the Pharmanex focus and some of the new skin brand focus. We believe that we lost a little bit of the balance in that, and that we really feel that we need to have that imbalance, because these two brands go hand in hand, and they're all part of being, anti-aging in a graceful way and having a fit and vital lifestyle. Together those brands make who we are, so that's very important. And to make sure that we deliver on the right things, we created some work groups, consisting of a few of our corporate marketeers and salespeople, but also a big group of distributors, leaders that have an experience in the business, but also on lifestyle and with Pharmanex. So we worked very hard on delivering some of the needs that we identified. A few examples that we've already done coming out of those groups and those conversations. The first one was our Move event. And I know it's you know, due to the Corona situation, we had to postpone it. But it was the first real event that we identified to help us really speak about Pharmanex and you know, a holistic approach to active lifestyle. So yes, the actual event is postponed to next year. But one of the other actions that we had, we created a community online, the New Skin Move group on Facebook. And I would really encourage, if you're not part of that yet, to join, because there's a really good active community of all distributors and customers sharing their move activities. And but that goes quite broadly, because we see people also share not only their running activities or cycling activities, but also their, you know, cooking activities and tips and tricks. So New Skin Move, join if you're not a member yet. Nearly 4,000 members already, so that's also very exciting. TR90 promotion we had in January. This is our second year already that we've done that. It's a very successful promotion for us. You've seen hopefully also some communication around TR90 in general, helping to positioning the brand a lot better. And recently we had our TR30 introduction, allowing easier access towards the full program. And now we're sitting on this webinar to speak about our latest and greatest for this year so far is our V-Shake introduction. And I think the people that know me a little, and they know that I have a bit of a history in the food supplement industry, and then also very much around shakes. And it's part of my life, I could say. And I think when we started speaking to our work group with our distributors also, we realized, we all agreed that a shake would really be, you know, a really good base product to have, to really, you know, position centrally in the Pharmanex product portfolio and actually have it glue all the different elements together. And, you know, we really felt that was a little bit of the missing piece of the puzzle. So that's what we worked for. Yeah, that's what we're going to be speaking about now. And that's from here I will hand over to Thomas. So Thomas, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Michiel. So yes, like Michiel said, actually the past month, we've been involving some of you for different discussions in order to launch this shake properly, to understand what was exactly the need, how we could position it as well. It came also hand in hand with different developments and different discussions we had about the brand itself, about Pharmanex. We conducted over the past month a study, but also workshops. We did data analysis, interviews for some of you to understand better what is Pharmanex as part of the New Skin family, but also Pharmanex as a New Skin brand full of opportunities for you. So we come in 2020 right now with a new brand identity that we would like to share with you progressively over the coming months, but starting with this presentation, for example. So we really believe that Pharmanex is well-being. It is true well-being. It's life, actually. By thinking that preventers, solution seekers, brand associates, they need a little bit of help with the brand. They need some help to feel more healthy sometimes, more confident, but also more proud of what we propose. So Pharmanex, the brand, wants to improve lives, proposing supplements. We've got more than 20 different products sold over the region here in Europe, but also programs, devices. I'm thinking about the scanner, but also supports, marketing supports, communication supports to help you feel in harmony with yourself and ready to get what you want, ready to get what you want in terms of business, ready to get what you want as well in terms of products. So since the beginning, the company is using the power of plants, of nature, with a touch of science to develop very nice products. It's at the heart of our business. So I would like to let maybe Mark first speak a little bit about the brand, Pharmanex, a little bit the story, but not only the story about the brand, also the story, his own story within New Skin and working with Pharmanex and our super nice products. So
Thanks, Thomas. Yes, I'm so glad to be here. I certainly would have traveled a lot if not for this great Zoom meeting technology. So I'm glad to be in all these countries in Europe at once. Yes, I've been with Pharmanex for nearly 25 years now. My background is in the biological sciences. I first started in biochemistry and then actually started to do some work in the area of cardiovascular disease and cancer research, and then went on to do a PhD in immunology. So kind of how I view the world is human biology, is cells, immunity, all of those things. And I was working, actually, just a little bit of history, working at the National Cancer Institute in the Washington, D.C. area, a very famous institute. I got a phone call from this company called Nu Skin saying that they wanted to add to their scientist base. That was kind of surprising to me and out of the blue. And I looked up the company. I said, oh, that's interesting. They sell personal care products. They seem to sell some vitamins. But no, thanks. I'm okay. I really like my medical research. But I got a call back. I guess Nu Skin is known for persistence and rejection is no problem. So they made me very curious. I visited the company and was super impressed with what I saw. I saw that this was a company that was using science as a foundation for everything that they did. So I guess my bias was that these commercial companies just are all about marketing. But I learned very quickly as I spoke with, there were only 2 PhDs in the company at that time, back in 1996. But they had piles of published clinical studies on their desks. They talked about how they were using these studies and others as a foundation for the formulations that they were using. Then I realized that they are selling not just vitamins and minerals, but they're very interested in, as Thomas said, the power of plants. And we were just starting at that time to really understand how powerful plants are, how they have components that can be of so much benefit to the human body. And this has always been something that I was interested in. So, of course, I joined the company. And then later, of course, we bumped into Michael Chang and Joe Chang and this company called Pharmanex. And, as we joined forces with this very powerful company. Now, this company was full of people like Joe Chang who are PhDs in pharmacology. So they had a very plant-based approach, but kind of combined this with Western pharmaceutical science. So since then, this company has grown to nearly 100 scientists. We still, though, have that foundation of using science as the basis for all that we do so that we can have very strong, ingredient efficacy-based products.
Okay. So thanks a lot for sharing your background as well and your perspective as well with Pharmanex and within Nu Skin. So yes, the company has been created in '94, has been absorbed by Nu Skin a few years after, and since then we always kept in the heart of the brand these 2 aspects of science merged or mixed with nature to provide the best products possible, definitely, and to touch every one of us, the youngest like the senior as well. So this is something that is really at the heart of the brand. I maybe wanted to conclude this first introduction about the brand, sharing with you a video which is actually translating the new visual identity and the new brand story into animations, actually. So I hope you will like it, and I see if it works, and I hope everyone will be able to hear the sound as well.
We believe in life. We're here for the ones that want to feel good, look their best and stay that way, no matter how old or young they are. The ones that want to keep playing, dancing, growing and living, to make the most of what life gives them, to savor each minute. We believe in science with nature, We've harnessed the power of plants and the strength of minerals since 1994 to be there for the ones who believe that health and strength go further with a bit of support. The ones who demand their nature with a touch of science, who like it natural but effective too. We believe in well-being. We are here for all humans being well, for the preventers to get it right before it goes wrong, for the solution seekers to look as good as they feel and feel as good as they look, for the believers to help and support and make happy where they can. We believe in getting what we want. We are here for the curious, the adventurous, the ambitious, the ones who take charge, who get what they want because they chase what they deserve, who live their lives like they imagined it today.
Exactly, Pharmanex, it's all of this. I hope you're inspired by this video. It's really resuming the different aspects of the brand within the Nu Skin group. So now let's maybe enter a little bit more into the detail. Before talking about the shakes, there are different things you probably need to understand. So yes, we've got Nu Skin, the company, the umbrella company, the group. Under Nu Skin, we've got different brands, and one of the big brand under Nu Skin is Pharmanex. Pharmanex is a Nu Skin brand composed of also sub-brands. One of these sub-brands is TR90. TR90 is a brand evolving in the well-being under the weight management, weight control, change of lifestyle, if I can say. It's a program composed of different products, supplements, but also meal replacements. A lot of literature as well to accompany you through all through your transformation from A to Z in 90 days, in 30 days, depending on your objectives. And the main focus of this program is actually to help you rebalance the way you eat, the way you move, and the way you live. Because it's through these three chapters, moving, living, that we really can change our lifestyle, and we really can feel a different sensation in our life. So to talk a little bit deeper about this program and to first present maybe the different products which composed it, the importance as well of the eating plan, the importance of the protein intake in our diet when we follow this program. I'm gonna let Mark talk a little bit about that and introduce all these points.
Great, thanks, Thomas. Yeah, and feel free to interrupt at any time. I love the TR90 brand, and the reason why I love this brand, I think Thomas has already touched on. It's really all about how we eat. It's about how we move and live. And when you think about it, this is the foundation of well-being. It's the foundation of healthy aging. You know, we sell products at our company, and we sell some great vitamin and mineral type products, targeted health products. But the TR90 brand is more about, again, the foundation of living healthy. So this is, as we mentioned, it's not just about products, but also about education. It's about changing the way you do things so that your life can take a turn to be more healthy and to age well. And this is foundational. This is, again, about more food products, healthy snacks, things that we can do to really change the direction of our life, right? So some of these are, you know, these food type products are healthy snacks, and we can surround that foundation with some products that can also help us if we are intending to sort of have healthy body composition and weight and transition from sort of being sedentary to being more fit and maybe even to more athletic. You know, I'm nearly 60. I still compete in mountain bike races with, you know, my category, which has some 30-year-olds and some 25-year-olds. And I think, why should age stop you from having these goals to continue to move, continue to live? But you can't do that really effectively unless you have that foundation of a good diet, right? And that's what we teach with the TR90 brand. And it's about healthy snacks as well. You know, I think we all need a little bit of help in that area. There are lots of snacks and sort of meal replacement type products that are all over the shelves in the shops. We are just trying to teach people what to look out for. What are the healthy alternatives? Particularly, you know, you need to keep an eye on how much sugar is put in those products, right? And focusing on protein and healthy, complex carbohydrates, those kinds of things. And that really is the foundation of this comprehensive TR90 well-being program that we've put together.
So when we look, for example, at the composition of this kit, we've got the kit. The TR90 program is composed of supplements, but also composed of meal replacements. The meal replacements are the M bars, the TR90 M bars. They come in chocolate and they also come in lemon flavor. These meal replacements are super important actually, because they help you rebalance our diet first. They give you as a meal replacement the necessary intake of vitamins, of minerals, of fibers to replace one meal, to replace a complete meal actually. And when we combine these meal replacement with the different supplements, complex C, complex F, or TR90JS, we arrive to the right offer to help you manage your transformation, which can be actually retaking control of your weight, which can be trying to lose some pounds, or which can be totally different, just having a healthy and well-balanced lifestyle. So maybe what can be interesting, Mark, is to talk and to explain a little bit this concept actually of eating plan, because everything starts with eating right and eating correctly and having the right way of eating, because it's not only, a day is not only composed actually of three main meals. If we want to make changes, our body needs to also change and digest and process things differently. Maybe it's interesting to speak a little bit more about this eating plan to make people understand the heart of the TR90 program before introducing actually the shakes that fit totally this eating plan.
Right, thanks. Yes, of course. You know, as I mentioned, you know, I love this program, and the heart of this program is eating right. And, you know, this is what I love about Pharmanex in general, is this holistic approach, this balanced approach. It's not just all about supplements, but it's about, you know, foundational things. And again, as the slide here suggests, we have learned a lot about the importance of protein, which is directly related to the importance of muscle mass in the human body. So there is a lot of science, and there are some experts in this field of nutrition that we can learn from all of those studies, showing that eating or consuming protein throughout the day at the right levels can really make a huge difference to your success in the goals that you have, right, for transforming. So spreading that protein throughout the day is really good for helping with the absorption of the protein, to maximize the support of lean muscle, which is very important for, you know, your overall metabolic health. Maximizing protein, muscle protein synthesis, and minimizing the degradation. You know, when we look at muscle, the human body, you know, it's how we move, right? And it's sort of, again, the foundation of our metabolic engine. The health of the body really is related to that. And so we need to make sure that we nurture that, and that's really part of this. So you can see from this plan here that we have breakfast, then we have a snack, then lunch, then a snack, and then dinner. And, you know, the idea around this is to make sure that you're not, we shouldn't be going hungry. We shouldn't be feeling hungry all the time. And because that then sort of triggers us to sometimes eat in an unhealthy way. So having healthy snacks available is an important part of this. And you will notice, I'm going to focus on breakfast and dinner here a little bit. So breakfast time. You've been fasting. Your body is actually has run out of the glycogen stores So now your body, as you wake up, is actually starting to consume some of the fat. And this is healthy. And your body may be producing, burning parts of metabolic byproducts called ketones, which is actually kind of helping you to feel alert and bright. So hopefully you're feeling this way when you wake up in the morning. The worst thing that you can do then is to have just a high sugar type breakfast. So we want people to focus on a breakfast that is focusing on protein and vegetables, fruit, right? But the emphasis on vegetables and protein. And then later on in the morning, a healthy snack. We offer some great, types of healthy snacks there. Let's go through the day to dinner. When we've had our dinner, it's not always easy, but I would recommend that we clean our teeth after dinner and call that a day when it comes to food, so that your body can settle down, so that you can sleep and wake up in the morning the next day, ready for more healthy food. So how we sort of eat during the day is super important. But again, let's remember that the ribbon that goes through the day is making sure that we spread protein through the day, so that you can make sure that your muscles are staying healthy.
And then so this eating plan is based definitely on a high protein diet for TR90. You need to change the way you eat more fruits, eat more vegetables, be more active, because being more active will help actually these proteins to be kind of more effective to our body, burning a little bit these extra pounds we could have and turning them maybe into certain muscles that are, because this is at the heart of the program actually.
Absolutely. Keep moving.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like I earn my snacks by making sure that I keep moving during the day, right? And maybe if I'm being a little bit sedentary, if I'm not sort of doing what I need to do, walking up the stairs maybe instead of the elevator, or all of those little things add up. Then when I've done those things, I feel like, okay, I deserve my snack.
But you can't take, I don't know, a snack that is high in sugar. I'm just thinking like we have plenty of bars that we can eat, of sweets or candies that we can take as a snack, but these are not the perfect snack fitting this TR90 program, or fitting the essence and the idea of this program.
Yes, exactly right. That's what you need to look out for, because what really tastes good is fat and sugar. And when you combine those things, man, it's really hard to find an off button, right? I mean, things like donuts that combine fat and sugar together. It's almost like we have this part of our brain that just loves that so much and don't even know when to stop. And, food science has really been honed to a very, a very high art today. And you will find that these, many of the products are formulated to maximize taste. But if you look very closely, I would encourage everyone, just read very closely the labels of the foods that you eat, and look for that hidden sugar that is often there. Carbohydrates are fine, but simple sugars tend to be, not what your body really should be getting. Look for healthy, complex carbs, protein. A little fat is okay, especially healthy fat, because these things all help you to feel full, right? The idea of satiety, you don't want to be sort of feeling hungry all the time. Protein actually has a very high satisfaction scale when it comes to satiety. When you eat protein, it makes you feel more full, and so you don't start feeling hungry very soon after.
So actually the best is probably then to have a low in calorie snack, but also a high in protein.
Right.
This would be something very interesting. The taste needs to be present, definitely, because it's really part of everything we eat. But putting in the focus these snacks like that, high in protein, low in calorie, and we can have a little bit of sweet inside, but not too much. We really need to pay attention to that. And this is key to respect the TR90 program. And this really this eating can.
Right. And the sweetening is important because we love that. There are a lot of artificial sweeteners that are available. I prefer non-nutritive natural sweeteners. So there are some plants in nature actually that have a natural sweetness but don't have calories. And so this is, to me, the pinnacle of good formulation, is if you can use natural, non-nutritive, non-caloric sweetener. That can really sort of change the game.
And if we want to go a little bit deeper in the importance of proteins, we've got 2 more points linked to protein. One is the importance of proteins. We already talked a little bit about it. And the second point is linked to the difference we can have, because sometimes we've got this question, what's the difference between animal and vegetable proteins? Because both exist today.
Yeah, great.
This first point, yeah.
Yes, I think it is important for us to discover the power of protein again. And, you know, protein plays a major role in human health and aging, right? Aging well is part of discovering this secret that protein can offer. It's a major nutrient involved in the repair and the building of human tissue, right? Supporting a healthy immune system. You know, and protein you can't just, let's look at it this way. The protein is really stored in the muscle, right? Muscle is protein, but it's not just a fixed sort of item. Amino acids are the basis of protein, right? These are the building blocks, and they go into the muscle and are absorbed and become part of the muscle. But then when the body needs protein for many other metabolic functions, it goes to the muscle, which is like a bank for amino acids, and it uses those in all sorts of metabolic reactions. Again, in the immune system, in other areas of the body, the brain, you name it. And so I think of it as something that is where amino acids are constantly moving in and out of the bank. And if we don't have a good, healthy diet rich in proteins throughout the day, then what happens is that the balance is tipped sort of in the negative, meaning that more amino acids are pulled out of the muscle. What we want to do is try to maintain the balance, or even a positive balance, so that you have good muscle synthesis. You know, this is, as we age even, there's a tendency to lose muscle mass. You know, by the time someone turns 70 years old, often they can't even lift a 10-pound weight. This is directly related to the muscle mass. So as we age, it even becomes more important to make sure that we have a positive balance. And it's just about getting a good source of protein. So in essence, then, there are many reasons to upkeep the protein. You know, for essential health and immunity, to build and repair our body tissues, to repair the muscle, to slow this age-related muscle mass that I talked about. It's called sarcopenia. There's actually even a scientific term for this age-related loss of muscle. So we make sure that we're not going to age faster than we need to. And protein is a key. Now, I mentioned already satiety, that protein actually helps you to feel full longer, right? And okay, you mentioned, Thomas, that there's this, you know, what is the difference between animal protein and vegetarian protein? And there is kind of an impression that animal protein is not as good, that it doesn't have the right amino acids to help build the muscle and maintain it. This may be true to a certain extent, but actually the right combination of plant proteins can provide all of the necessary amino acids. Let me just spend a minute on that. So there are, protein is made up of amino acids. Think of a protein like a train that has different carriages, right? So you have the engine, and you have maybe the coal carriage, and maybe you have the passenger carriage, you know, various different carriages. So the amino acids are a family of these molecules that really end up in a chain that forms the protein. And your body can't produce these essential amino acids, so you need to get it from your diet. So now we learn about the quality of the protein. The quality of the protein is related to making sure that you have each and every one of the different amino acids in the right proportion so that you can build muscle. And in fact, when it comes to proteins from vegetables, maybe, for example, a pea protein will be a little bit low in the amino acid called methionine, but and maybe rice protein is a little bit low in the amino acid lysine. But if you combine vegetables together, vegetable proteins, you actually find that pea is high in lysine. And so it can make up for the lower level in rice. So if you do it the right way, if you combine vegetable proteins together, they are high quality proteins, as good as the animal protein. And so you'd ask, well, again, why vegetable proteins? We are becoming more aware as stewards of our planet about the cost of the production of the protein in terms of its weight on the planet and its drawing of the planet's resources. So when it comes to energy from the sun, which is where all of the food comes from, when it comes to the use of water and the use of land, it's actually far more efficient to consume animal protein than it is to consume, vegetable protein is more efficient and more kind to the planet than animal protein.
I think that's a perfect transition to start speaking about the shake. We had this long introduction speaking about first Pharmanex, the brand, also TR90, which is the umbrella brand under which the shake will be evolving. Let's speak now a little bit about this specific shake you will be able to discover very, very, very soon. So how do we define this shake first? We define it as a pro-planet protein shake. Why? Like Mark said earlier, pro-planet for different reasons. Pro-planet because first idea we had when we decided to create this shake, we didn't want just to create a simple shake high in protein. This was not the idea. We wanted to surf on different trends. We wanted to be modern, and we also wanted to have an impact on the others. When I mean impact on the others, I mean impact on the planet, but impact on people as well. Different trends we try to follow and we try to surf on with this new shake are definitely the environmental impact of our dietary choices, for example. The way the product is manufactured, the way the product is wrapped up in a packaging, in a box, type of paper we use. All these things are super important to take into consideration, and were super important for us to take into consideration when we created the product. Why am I talking about the impact on the environment and of our dietary choices? Because the TR90 V-Shakes has different positive points. Yes, it's a vegan-friendly protein shake. When I mean vegan, it means that it's made of vegetable proteins and vegetable ingredients coming from nature. Everyone can enjoy it, so we are touching the teenagers as we are touching the more senior ones who also need sometimes more proteins in their daily life and dietary, to change their dietary habits. We are not only targeting people, the athletes, people who want to grow their muscle mass, who are looking for results. We are actually focusing on different people, because whoever you are, man, woman, young or senior, if you're an athlete, if you're just a lifestyle exercisers, or if you're just someone who want to make a transformation in terms of weight, in terms of body shape, proteins can be important, and this product can target you. So protein shake, vegan, high in protein, and with an industrial compostable packaging. So actually a packaging that is biodegradable or compostable. I think this is something super important for our planet as well. to start making a change today, thinking about this planet, and have an impact on others. Why? So just to recap on this shake, it's high in protein, vegan, vegetarian friendly. It's composed on only 5 ingredients, actually 4 ingredients for the vanilla flavor and 5 ingredients for the chocolate one. So very simple formula, straight to the point, industrially compostable packaging. It's made not so far from us in the UK. And when I mean not so far from us, from me, I mean Belgium, so not in the UK, but nearby Europe, if I can say. And we also want to have an impact on others. This impact is coming with this symbolic donation of €1 to the ELA Association. So I will talk a little bit about the partnership with ELA and this donation later on in a few slides. But I think already these primary benefits are very important for you to understand and to keep in mind. So we are speaking here about a shake that is not a meal replacement, which is a high protein beverage, high protein drink, potentially, and composed of different things. So here we will talk a little bit about the list of ingredients without entering maybe too much into the details. But yes, 2 protein sources for the 2 flavored shakes, 2 protein sources, the pea protein source and the brown rice protein. These are 2 main ingredients of this shake. And then after you've got all chocolate, all vanilla flavoring, and you've got a natural sweetener, which is stevia, so the stevia. Maybe Mark, can you comment a little bit this ingredient list you have in front of you?
Yes, of course. Normally I'm not a fan of sort of going through a food label. Sometimes it can be quite complex, right? And you end up falling asleep. This one I love because, as you said, Thomas, it's straight to the point. It's very simple, very clean label. I mentioned, you know, those 2 sources of plant protein that perfectly complement each other. And again, I need to reassure you, at Nu Skin, we have nutritionist PhDs and food scientists, right? So when we look at a protein source, we don't just go, oh, that's from rice, or, oh, that one's from pea. We actually, when we look at it, we look at the complete breakdown of each of the amino acids and the percent of the amino acids in each. And our nutritionists know which ones you need. We can look at that list of, 20 or so amino acids and go, wait, this one's a little low, right? That's how we view things. Certainly, a lot of thought has gone into this and to the amazing degree of complement that we have between the brown rice protein powder and the pea protein isolate. Very high quality and combined together, providing just a perfect source of protein. And then just to see simply cocoa powder and natural chocolate flavoring, right? These are all natural ingredients. The stevia, again, also just an extract from a plant leaf that provides a natural non-nutritive sweetener. So, and the protein content is so nice. 80% of it is protein and it's 19 grams per serving. So I love this formula.
So this is for vanilla. Like you said previously, we've got a simple formula. We've got 2 main ingredients, the pea and the brown rice. And we've got for vanilla, we've got a natural vanilla flavoring, which is added to this formula with still the stevia as a sweetener.
Yes, I love, again, that it's natural vanilla. Vanilla is quite expensive. In America, we love the flavor of vanilla. I use it in my cooking, my pumpkin pies and things. But we often, if we have a friend going to Mexico, we say, hey, bring back some of that real vanilla flavor with you because it's so expensive here and we can get it kind of cheaper in Mexico because we value the natural product, right? That comes from the vanilla plant over the artificial one. So again, this is all natural. I love this formulation.
So then how do we consume it actually? It's very simple. Everyone already saw in a movie or already took a shake. You need to shake it, you need to mix it. Here we are talking about mixing 25 grams of this powder within 500 milliliters of water. Put that in a shaker. We start with the water. It's better because the powder dissolves better if you start with putting the water and then the powder, and you shake. For this shake, it dissolves very easily and quickly. You don't have to shake it during 30 seconds actually. In less than 10 seconds, it's dissolved and you can drink it. The format of this shake, you saw it previously in one of the slides. We've got a sachet, compostable sachet of 500 grams. This represents around 20 serving of 25 grams. Definitely, when we speak about this format, it depends on how you will consume the shake. We recommend to take the shake after the effort, after doing an exercise, to really experience the benefits of proteins on our body and our muscles. But you have some lifestyle exercises who will take the shake maybe 3 times a week or 2 times a week after the exercise. Maybe you are an athlete and actually you're exercising every day and maybe at different moments of the day, and you need this protein intake many times a day. So the way you will consume the shake, and it can be once a week, once a day, it really depends, will determine the longevity, if I can say, of this sachet. So we talk about daily usage, we talk about format, we talk about the composition of this shake, to who it is actually important to take the shake. But we also have 2 main aspects of the shake that I would like to put in the highlight. The first one is this donation. We talked about it earlier. We want to improve lives of people at Nu Skin, but also at Pharmanex. And with this product, we also want to do it. So we will give back for each shake sold €1, this specific donation to the ELA Association. But what is the ELA Association? The ELA Association is a European association fighting the leukodystrophy disease. What is this leukodystrophy disease? Leukodystrophy disease, is a very rare disease. It's touching around 30-40 children a day in Europe. It's something that is very, very rare. There is no treatment right now. There is no cure. And this leukodystrophy disease touches the central nervous system of the body and of these children, making them paralyzed sometimes, so they can't move. They start having difficulties to breathe, to move, and sometimes even to eat. So if they don't have movement and we can move, and with this shape, we promote actually healthy lifestyle and moving more, we wanted to be partners with them and we wanted to participate, giving a symbolic donation of €1 per shake sold. To help people, maybe help these people touched by this disease move again in the future. The objective we have at Nu Skin this year is to gather 100,000 euro and participate to the first worldwide clinical trial there will be. So actually it means that by the end of the year, there will be a real test on children to try to find a treatment, maybe to stop the disease, maybe to find a cure to see, but we want to be part of that. And this is also why Nu Skin is present in our lives every day. So more than the donation, there is another big point to put in the highlight for this shade. It is the compostable packaging. What does it mean concretely? Concretely, it means that we've got this certification stating and guaranteeing that the packaging is biodegradable in industrial facilities. You can't compost it at home, but you can give it to organisms who will compost it themselves. Why we can't compost it at home? Because at home, usually, we've got few vegetables that we put in compost and it will biodegrade at a temperature around 30-40 degrees. So it's very, very, very slow. Being industrial compostable means that it will be composted with a lot of other products, a lot of other vegetables or plants. The temperature will be much higher. The product will dissolve much easier and quicker. To have this certification and this label of being compostable packaging, you need to respond to different tests. Different tests that are not having harmful products in the packaging, having not having plastic inside, a lot of things that needs to be fulfilled to get it. So it's very interesting and important for us to also have that, to have this impact on the environment. So impact on the others, impact on the environment. I think we've got the perfect combo for this shake. But what else? The launch of the shake is not coming alone. The launch of the shake is coming with different things as well. We want to help you, brand affiliate, to sell this shake. And we want also our consumers to understand better how to perform a transformation, get ready for summer, have the perfect body to conquer the love of your life. I don't know. But with Pharmanex, we designed 3 different guides which will be available on nuskin.com for the launch and also in the office. 3 guides targeting different needs and different people. We talked about it earlier. The athletes who want to build their muscle mass, the lifestyle exercisers who want to get in shape, have lean muscles, but also people who want to lose pounds and understood the necessity of having a good diet mixed with the right workout and with the right exercise plan. So these guides will be launched at the same time of the shake and will come with dietary recommendations, recipes, workout plans of 3 months with different exercises to do during 3 months to be ready for summer or to be ready for your transformation or I don't know, certain competition maybe. More than just guides targeting people and helping you sell or helping you understand the necessity of having this good diet mixed with exercises. We are coming with some nice tools and answers to your questions. Maybe having a shake mixed with water can be boring. So why not experiencing the shake and the protein powder differently? We created recipes for you, 3 different recipes. It can be a sponge cake, it can be an ice cream with protein inside, it can be an energy bar with high proteins inside. We created videos and recipes for you to taste the shake differently. And this will be launched also on nuskin.com and on our different YouTube channels. Workout. We said workout is important. Workout is key. This is why with the guide, we are also launching different workout videos and the workout plans. So you will be able to exercise with the help of a coach, which is Veron. Who is Veron? Sorry. Veron is our Pharmanex coach, and he will help you getting energized and make your body move. So these videos will also be launched at the same time. You probably watched a few of them the past weeks because we started activating them with the context of COVID-19, but we will continue sharing some new ones for you. And I think for the shake and the presentation of the shake, we are actually quite done. Was quite complete. There is now one last part that is super important for you to know. Is how we will launch this shake. And Michiel, I would like your help to continue.
Thank you, Thomas, and thank you, Mark. Exciting products, and you make a good point. I think the videos came at the right time for when everybody was exercising at home. Yeah, so we decided to launch this with a mini preview model. I don't want to, won't go into much detail, but what we basically want to do is you as distributors, leaders, to have access to the product before our customers will have it, more or less a month before anyone else. So you can actually try it, taste it, maybe try some of the recipes, try some of the shakes. So when we are launching it for consumers, then you really know what it is. So, and what we do, it's a preview kit. You've seen that we have 2 flavors, vanilla and chocolate. The kit consists of 1 vanilla, 1 chocolate, and a shaker. I'll make sure that all the local country teams will share the pricing because that depends on, of course, the currency amount. So the next slide, this is basically when will this happen? This is going to start on the 25th of May at 10 o'clock in the morning, and it will end on May the 27th at 10 o'clock in the morning. So anyone, maybe the next slide I think is the criteria. So for anyone who is LOI or above can actually participate in this preview. And again, like we're trying to create this window of a month so you can really test and try and get used to the formula and yeah, and really get excited. So you know, really go out after that to your markets. So I think Thomas, Mark, thank you so much. Really, really good. You know, we know all about the Pharmanex brand, the TR90 brand, and about proteins and the shakes. I think personally, as I said in the beginning, I really like it. I think it was the missing puzzle. I think it also the way you've done it, Thomas and Mark, and you know the way it's done in a new skin way. It's a very simple, honest shake, you could say, but it has parts of our culture, it has parts of our science, it has parts of our, you know, quality focus. So I really think it's a really fantastic product coming our way. So, you know, I think I'm excited, and I'm very much excited about this launch coming up. So I'm sure you all will be too. Just on a general note, I know that the video sound wasn't great for many of you, but we will make sure that that video will be shared to you, so you will have a good quality audio video, that's for sure. As I said, pricing will come your way, and I think that's it for me. So just want to thank everybody for joining in, and thank you, Mark, thank you, Thomas, and hope to see you in real life.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone,
Yeah.
for joining.
I can't wait till next year to do the event.
Next time you will be in person in Europe.
Yes.
Well, good. All right, thank you so much, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.